Every day at the front, in the same place, at the same time. Groups are sent out, and few return.
The already minuscule Russian advances in Donbas have further slowed down. In the last 3 weeks, Russians took not more than 23 square kilometers, or in other words, around 1 square kilometer per day. On top of that, Russian bloggers reported that Ukrainian drones absolutely dominate the skies of Pokrovsk. Russian vehicles are getting methodically destroyed and cannot be effectively used, to an extent that Russian human material needs to be disembarked at spots more than 10 kilometers from the front line. The rest they walk on foot. Many, if not most of them, don't make it alive to the contact line. It even enabled Ukrainians' forces to partially reverse Russian gains in the Pokrovsk sector. Ukrainian troops have regained control of a village on the eastern front line, as indications emerge that Russia's offensive is losing momentum. Meanwhile, Volodymyr Zelensky has reiterated his call for the conflict to conclude with a fair and enduring peace. On Sunday, Ukrainian forces successfully reclaimed the village of Pishan, located southwest of Pokrovsk, according to military officials. Russian troops had previously made significant territorial gains in this region during December and January, capturing several settlements and posing a threat to encircle Pokrovsk. However, since the beginning of the month, Russia's progress has slowed. Russian military bloggers report that Ukrainian drones dominate the airspace, systematically targeting and destroying armored vehicles. They claim that Russian soldiers are forced to march 10 kilometers on foot, with many failing to reach their destination. The mounting losses among Russian troops have significantly impacted morale in frontline units. Snow-covered terrain and the lack of natural cover have further exposed Russian infantry, allowing Ukrainian defenders to eliminate them before they reach battle positions. Speaking at the Munich Security Conference, Zelensky acknowledged the improving situation near Pokrovsk. The recapture of Pishan strengthens Ukraine's argument that Russia's victory is not guaranteed and that, with adequate Western assistance, Kyiv can reclaim lost territory. Ukrainian forces have also launched counterattacks in the vicinity of Kotlin. Russia's advances have come at an immense human cost. According to Major Viktor Trehubov, a spokesperson for Ukraine's Eastern Ground Forces, approximately 7,000 Russian soldiers were killed in January alone in the battle for Pokrovsk, with another 15,000 wounded or unaccounted for. The 66th Mechanized Brigade dealt with a group of Russians who were trying to scout an area in the Lyman direction. After being discovered, they were hit with grenade drops. FPV drones have become one of the most effective tools for eliminating Russian infantry on the battlefield. Ukrainian operators use these fast, maneuverable drones to target enemy soldiers hiding in trenches, moving in open fields, or even inside buildings. With high precision, FPV drones can deliver explosive payloads directly onto targets, causing devastating casualties. The Russians once again abandoned their North Korean allies. North Korean units and Russian Navy infantry staged a retreat from Nikolsky in the Kursk region, with 50 to 100 fighters leaving their positions. Z-channels blame the Russian 155th Brigade for mysteriously failing to provide support. Our allies were one step away from liberating the Nikolsky hamlet in the Malolochnya area. As of last night, they were under intense fire but still controlled 80% of the settlement. They had been waiting for reinforcements from the 155th Brigade for several days, but those never came. Hello, Gudkov. This morning, North Korean assault troops began gradually leaving Nikolsky in organized groups. Maybe there's a special attitude toward foreign fighters, but for some reason, it doesn't feel right to blame them for the surrender of Nikolsky. What else were they supposed to do when they had completed their task? Yet neighboring units simply turned a blind eye. This isn't just some misunderstanding, it's an element of betrayal. It's unlikely to affect our further cooperation, but it still doesn't look good in front of our allies. One simple question: why? Russian soldiers complain about useless meat attacks. As a result, one of the commanders of the 810th Brigade in Kursk was recently killed by his subordinates because they could not stand such an attitude towards themselves.
We are talking about the disposal of our brother. Yes, I won't speak for anyone else. I'll say right away. what's happening specifically with me and around me. Everyone knows that the Blashniks, the specialists, are being sent into the assault. The untrained died there, and so on and so forth. Here, it will specifically be about assaults, those who are trained for assault, and so on. Every day at the front, in the same place, at the same time, groups are sent out, and few return. Month 2, 3. The brigade ends, gets replenished, and everything starts over. No progress, and so on. Next, I'll tell you about a case when all the rear soldiers were gathered. These were cooks, various crane operators, welders. They put them in a vehicle, including one who had tractor driver's papers, and sent them on an assault. The armored personnel carrier did not make it. Gorik, the tractor driver. Everyone was sent to the quarry. Armored vehicles. He made it out. The guys drowned. Here is the outcome of the entire assault. Put on the papaka again. They gathered the signalmen. Yeah, you work poorly. You don't complete the combat task for the assault. People are running out. Guys, running out. Only the caps are not running out. Something needs to be done about this. I won't specifically say who told me. Umar Pekov is the same. There was Gori Lampas. He was eliminated. People were starting to lose their nerves. They began shooting the unfortunate specialists from Laos out of the academy. So that's how it is. Hugs to everyone. Until next time.
As part of the Czech initiative, Ukraine received 1.6 million rounds of large caliber ammunition. Reuters reported on this, citing Czech President Petr Pavel. During his speech on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference, Pavel noted that funding for the supply of ammunition was secured until April, and work in this direction would continue. He emphasized that momentum should not be lost now, as much work still needs to be done. Assistance to Ukraine should continue at least until a peace agreement is signed and the country is confident that it can provide for its own defense. We have secured from our allies sufficient resources to cover Ukraine's need until April of this year, and also here at the conference. I negotiated with allies to consider providing more resources, Pavel stated at a news conference shown live on Czech television. As part of this initiative, the Czech Republic has used its diplomatic and industrial capabilities to search for and purchase large-caliber ammunition worldwide, with funding provided by NATO allies. According to the Czech president, over the past year, Ukraine has received 1.6 million rounds of large-caliber ammunition under this initiative.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.